Yes, good morning everyone. Let us come back with our last classes. We have come across with three different types of tests which can be done. So that can be done across on using with numeric comparisons, else it can be string comparisons, else the third one wherein we had come across with file tests there. Okay. So followed out with that in today's class we will come across with two different types of loopings. Okay. Even in our last class we have come across with case conditional statements there. Okay, so let us come across with today's class with two kinds of loopings there. One is called out as a while looping, okay, which already you guys have come across in your C as a programming language, or as it can be with respect to your Java and other things there. Okay, so one is while as a looping and one more is for looping. Okay, so with respect to while looping here, you can just come across with the syntax which is taken across or else carry forwarded with respect to your while looping there. It goes accordingly while, and you are specifically saying about an condition here. Okay, so that particular condition you will be applying. Okay, is, okay, if it is true, okay, if the condition is true, then do. Okay, while is a keyword, do is a keyword, okay, done is a keyword. Okay, while the condition is true, do a series of commands there, then at the last we are ending that particular while loop with a done statement there. Okay, the commands enclosed by do and done are executed repeatedly as long as the condition remains true there. Okay, so here we can come across with using while to wait for a particular file. Okay, this is an extent thing what you guys can do across for a particular file for a waiting, or else periodically it monitors the disk for the existing of a file. Okay, then executes the program once the file has been located. Okay, so these all things you'll be coming across. Okay, so for example, an example which I have taken here is setting up an infinite loop there. Okay, so what do? Suppose you as an system administrator want to see the free space available on your respective disk every 5 minutes there. Okay, so what do you do for that? While true, okay, do, this is an thing what we are using for it, and that is called out as a df-t. Okay, so df-t sleep 300. Okay, done ampersand. Okay, ampersand is nothing but it is being executed, this whole thing is being executed in a background. Okay, so this ampersand is not written by mistake or something there. Okay, keep in mind it is nothing but the entire process is run in the background. Okay, 300 seconds says that every 5 minutes. df reports free space on disk. Sleep command is used to for every 300 seconds, and after done runs loop in the background. Okay, so after it is done, it is going on running across in a loop there continuously. Every 5 minutes the free space is being looked across. Okay, it reports the free space. Okay, so as per the usage of yours, you can just come across with the usage of your while loop there. Okay, so you can just take it as a work for yourself. Okay, write a shell script. Okay, write a shell script to find. Okay, you can take an example for this. Write a shell script to find whether the number is whether the number is positive or negative. Find whether the number is positive or negative, and read these numbers such that they are command line arguments. Okay, I'll just repeat it. I'll reframe it and again say you back. Okay, write a shell script to read some 5 numbers from the command line arguments, to read 5 numbers from the command line arguments, and find whether every number is a positive or negative. Okay, so this is a task for you with respect to your while loop. Okay, let us come across with the next looping, and that's called out as for loop there. Okay, for says here the keywords are for, in is a keyword, okay, then do is a keyword, done is a keyword. Okay, for variables. Okay, so you can allocate a certain set of variables. Okay, from where are you taking these variables? You are considering them from a list there. for variables in list, do a set of commands there. Okay, so how is your usual for loop which you have come across in your C as a programming language? For I equal to 0, then comes a conditional statement I less than or equals to n, then comes I plus plus. Okay, so you are taking across with these respective conditions there. Okay, so but here what happens is you are taking it across as for, okay, then you take it across as variables. Okay, until the list variables are been completed, okay, you are running this series of commands there. Okay, until all the variables are been met out from this particular list. Okay, I'll take an example, it will be easy for you. Okay, here you can just come across for file in, okay, chap 20, chap 21, chap 22. Okay, do what I am going to do here, do copy dollar file, okay, dollar file dot back. Okay, echo dollar file copied to dollar file dot back. Okay, then comes a done. Okay, so what is this file? Now file is a variable. Okay, this variable first time it is been allocated as chap 21, second time when the loop goes back it is allocated with chap 22, third time when the loop is run across, so at that time the file is allocated with this value called out as chap 22 there. Okay, first time it is chap 20. Okay, what happens here? Copy chap 20 to chap 20 dot back. Okay, then the message is printed on your screen. It says chap 20 copied to chap 20 dot back. Okay, next time what happens in a loop there? File chap 21. So chap 21 is nothing but now the file variable value is equals to chap 21. So do what will happen here? Copy. CP stands out for copy there. Okay, chap 21, then copy. What are you going to copy? You are copying the contents of this chap 21 to chap 21 dot back. So similarly here also the message is printed thrice here because the file as an variable value is replaced first with chap 20, second time with chap 21, third time with chap 22. Okay, so this is your for there. Okay, so then comes list from variables there. Okay, what are the list from variables if at all I am taking it? Okay, here I can just come across for var. Okay, now var is an, keep in mind this is any kind of a variable, whatever you want you can allocate it. Okay, for var in dollar path. Okay, dollar path has different set of considerations there. Okay, for all of them what you want to do? Dollar home do, okay, that is dollar path dollar home. Okay, do what you want to do there? Do echo dollar var. So I want each and every content of this dollar path and dollar home to be printed there. First time var will have all the variable values from dollar path, it will complete all of them, then it will consider dollar home, whatever content are there in dollar home everything is replaced with var and again it will be printed there. Okay, here you can just come across with the output. Now for my first example, dollar path is nothing but I had this particular content there, okay, which says that your dollar var is equals to dollar path there. Whatever path was having, everything is being replaced as an output now. Second time dollar var took the value or else content from dollar home there. So then it has printed you the second line of output there. Okay, this is in the case when you are listing from the variables there. Okay, now if at all I am taking any kind of a command substitution. Okay, so I had said you in my last classes also, what do you mean by this command substitution? It's not quote, keep in mind. Okay, it's not quote, your usual quote. Okay, it exists, this particular symbol exists just before your numeral 1 key or else above tab key on your keyboard. Okay, so this symbol is called out as an command substitution symbol there. Okay, for file in cat clist there. Okay, what will happen? Cat clist, this command will be executed. Okay, cat clist, whatever content will be there in this file called out as clist, so file will be taken as one each content from that one. Okay, so that is with respect to your command substitution. If at all I am using command substitution, so at that time what will happen there? Okay, next, if at all I am taking list from wildcards there. Okay, wildcards are nothing but my usage of asterisk or else usage of an question mark. Okay, all these things are wildcards to you. Okay, for file, okay, in asterisk.htm, asterisk.html. Okay, that is star.htm, star.html. Okay, what will happen? First time file is allocated with all the files which are having with an extension called out as .htm. Okay, then what will happen, wherever this is there, it will gzip. Okay, it will zip those respective files togetherly. Okay, now like for example file.htm, f1.htm, f2.htm, f3.htm, there are so many files, okay, which can have any set of file name there, but extension is .htm. Okay, what will happen, for the first trace, file is taken with all the different such kind of entries with extension called out as .htm. It has been zipped out and it has been done. That's the first execution of this file as a variable taking these contents there. Okay, next time what will happen, file will take the entries from this star.html there. Okay, star.html stands out for all the files which are with the extension called out as .html, and it can start out with anything. Okay, all of them are taken together. Okay, and then that has been zipped. Okay, so this is listing up from wildcards. I am telling you different ways of using for loop there. Okay, then if at all I am taking positional patterns or else command line arguments. Okay, so at that time what you do, for pattern in, okay, so it says dollar and an at. What is add dollar and an at symbol? Dollar and an at symbol is nothing but it has your command line arguments is held in a string kind of format there. Okay, first time pattern is taken across with the first entry, next it is taken with the second entry, next it is taken with the third entry, like this. Okay, okay, so this is with your for there. Okay, so just take down one more example for the same construction of shell script. Write a shell script. Okay, write a shell script to elaborate. Write a shell script to elaborate for loop in a consideration that the pattern names are read from command line arguments. The pattern names are read from the command line arguments, and search for these patterns from a file called out as emp.lsd. Okay, got to know my construction. Okay, write a shell script to read the pattern names from the respective command line arguments, and read at least 5 pattern names from the command line arguments. Then search this particular pattern from the file name called out as emp.lsd and list the same. Okay, so this is with respect to your for loopings there. Okay, okay, this completes across with your section there. Okay, so in my next video we'll start out with the next new section there. Okay, thank you.